Phase 1. The silence. You wake up to a strange silence. No traffic, no voices, no distant hum of civilization. You reach for your phone. No messages, no notifications, nothing. You step into the hallway. Every apartment door is closed. You knock on a neighbor's door. No answer. You try another door. Then another. The silence never breaks. You rush downstairs and push through the front entrance. The city is frozen. Cars sit abandoned in the middle of the road. You call out for anyone. Your voice echoes between buildings. You run through intersections that should be crowded. Nobody appears. You enter a convenience store. The lights are still on. Food sits on shelves. Coffee still steams behind the counter. Everything is here. Everyone is gone. You search for signs of panic. There are none. As the sun begins to set, the emptiness feels larger. Night falls. Millions of lights shine for nobody. For the first time, the truth settles in. You might be the last person on Earth. Phase 2. Adaptation. You wake up expecting to hear voices. The silence greets you again. The city is still empty. Not a single person appears. You spend the morning searching nearby buildings. Every room tells the same story. Beds are unmade. Meals sit unfinished. Lives ended in the middle of ordinary moments. You gather supplies without paying. For the first time in your life, money means nothing. You fill a backpack with food, water, and batteries. You enter abandoned homes looking for clues. None explain what happened. The internet still works. News sites are frozen in time. You call emergency numbers. Nobody answers. You broadcast messages across radio frequencies. Only static responds. Days begin to blur together. Survival becomes routine. You move into a larger apartment overlooking the city. The empty streets no longer feel shocking. They feel normal. You start driving wherever you want. Every road belongs to you. You watch the sunset from the middle of a highway. There is nobody to stop you. For a brief moment, the loneliness feels like freedom. Then the sun disappears beyond the horizon. You realize something unsettling. Sooner or later, the systems keeping this world alive will begin to fail. Phase 3. Opportunity. The power is still running. For now, the entire world belongs to you. You stop worrying about survival and start exploring possibility. Every locked door has become accessible. You walk through places that were once forbidden. Museums become private galleries. You stand inches away from treasures worth billions. The world's wealth has become meaningless. For the first time, you realize that ownership no longer exists. You learn to fly small aircraft using abandoned manuals and simulators. Weeks later, you leave the ground behind. Entire countries pass beneath you. The world suddenly feels smaller. You visit famous landmarks with nobody around. Every destination becomes a personal memory. The loneliness fades beneath the excitement of discovery. You begin to believe you can master this empty world. Then you notice entire districts without power. For the first time, the world shows signs of dying without humanity. Phase 4. Consequences. The blackout spreads faster than you expected. One morning, your apartment loses power. The silence becomes even deeper. Food begins to spoil in refrigerators across the world. You realize every system was depending on people. Water pressure starts failing in parts of the city. Simple tasks suddenly become difficult. You abandon the penthouse and move closer to reliable resources. The world is no longer a playground. Nature begins reclaiming neglected spaces. Animals appear where people once crowded. The balance of the world is changing. For the first time, you get injured. There is no hospital waiting for you. There is no ambulance. No doctor, no backup. A simple mistake could now be fatal. For the first time, fear outweighs freedom. You finally understand the truth. Humanity didn't just build the world. Humanity was the world. Phase 5. Internal struggle. Months pass without seeing another human face. You begin talking out loud just to hear a voice. At first, it feels harmless. Then you start answering your own questions. Silence is no longer the enemy. Your thoughts are, memories begin replaying more often. You remember people you barely thought about before. Every lost connection suddenly feels important. You visit your childhood home. The rooms are exactly as you remember. For a moment, it feels like time never moved. Then reality crashes back. Everyone you ever knew is gone. You scream into the empty house. No voice answers back. That night, you consider giving up. Then you notice something you haven't felt in months. If you're truly the last person alive, then every human memory now survives through you. Phase 6. Expansion. The world is falling apart, but it is still yours to explore. You stop thinking in terms of neighborhoods. You start thinking in terms of continents. You prepare for your longest journey yet. Weeks later, you cross oceans alone. Entire nations sit empty beneath you. You land in places you once dreamed of visiting. The world's greatest landmarks belong to silence now. You walk through capitals that once held millions. Every culture survives only through its abandoned traces. You begin documenting everything. Photos become records of a vanished species. The responsibility grows heavier with every mile. You are no longer surviving the end of humanity. You are preserving its memory. The task feels impossible, yet nobody else can do it. Then you discover something strange. For the first time in years, the world sends something back. Phase 7, Revelation. The signal leads you across hundreds of miles. For weeks, you follow it through abandoned towns and silent highways. You imagine what you'll find. Another survivor, another voice, another human being. The signal grows stronger. Every mile feels heavier with anticipation. At last, you reach the source. An old emergency broadcast station stands alone in the wilderness. You rush inside expecting answers. The building is completely empty. The signal was never human. A recording has been repeating for years. Hope fades. Then you discover shelves filled with survivor journals. You spend days reading. The station once sheltered people who survived months, even years after the disappearance. One by one, they left searching for family, answers, and other survivors. None ever returned. You uncover evidence from multiple countries. Humanity did not end in a single moment. It faded away slowly. A final journal reveals the truth. The last survivor before you searched the world and never found another person. You close the journal and sit in silence. You are not searching for survivors anymore. You are searching through the footprints of a species that is already gone. Phase 8, Legacy. The journals change you. For the first time, you stop searching for survivors. You realize there is nobody left to find, but there is still something left to save. You begin collecting humanity's memories. You travel from city to city, preserving whatever remains. You save books from collapsing buildings. You rescue photographs from forgotten homes. You collect letters that were never delivered. The ordinary things become the most valuable. Years pass. Your collection grows larger than you imagined. You create an archive dedicated to the people who once lived here. Every story you save feels like a life rescued from oblivion. One day, you stand among thousands of memories and finally understand your purpose. Phase 9, The Last Responsibility. Years turn into decades. The world keeps changing without humanity. Roads disappear beneath vegetation. Entire neighborhoods vanish beneath nature. The places you once visited become harder to recognize. You continue expanding the archive, but a new problem emerges. Time is destroying the memories you worked so hard to save. Books decay. Ink fades. Storage rooms slowly deteriorate. You realize you cannot preserve everything forever. For the first time, you face an impossible decision. What deserves to survive the longest? The greatest inventions? The greatest discoveries? The greatest stories? You spend years choosing what humanity will leave behind. The burden is enormous, but nobody else can carry it. Phase 10, Final Realization. More decades pass. The world becomes quieter than ever before. Nature has reclaimed almost everything humanity built. Your archive is finally complete. Every story you could save is now protected. For the first time in years, there is nothing left to collect. The work that defined your life is finished. You spend your days revisiting the memories you preserved. Birthdays, friendships, family vacations, ordinary moments. You realize those small moments mattered more than anyone knew. Humanity was never its cities, never its technology, never its monuments. Humanity was people. The conversations, the laughter, the love. As the years continue, even your strength begins to fade. One evening, you climb a hill and watch the sunset. The world feels peaceful, not empty, not lonely. You were the final witness to an entire species, the last heartbeat of humanity. And because you remember them, humanity was never truly lost.